Hi everyone, it's Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're well. It's Tuesday, so as you can see from the intro to this, the thumbnail, but it's board game review day. And when there's a simpler game, I did it a few weeks ago with a couple of games. Where the simpler games, I just try and squeeze two into one little presentation. So today I'm going to try and do that. Couple of games, one from the 60s, one from the 70s, so quite old games. They're not in-depth things. They're good fun for two-player games, two-team games, and obviously up to four-player games for one of them. Right, let me get on with it. No good wasting time. Is the first one we're going to look at. Let's bring that down so you can see the thing. I mean, how simple is that? I mean, that's a lovely, simple board. This is what we want. It's a two-player game, obviously. It's called Isolation. You probably saw the thing. There's the box cover there. Lakeside Games. I don't know too much about Lakeside Games. They're part of Leisure Dynamics in the USA, and they have done quite a few of these two-player things. They've also got games called Overboard, Trespass, and Blockade. So you can find all these on the internet. You can find them all on various auction sites, and if you're very lucky, go in a charity shop and pick them up for a couple of quid. If you're very, very lucky, always keep your eyes open. It's costing about £14 on average. I've seen on the internet at the moment, anything between 12 to 20 quid. Obviously, at certain times of year, there's a few knocking about. I wouldn't say it was massively available. 5.7 out of 10 on Board Game Geek. It's also known as Isola. So it's isolation, but just the first 5 letters, Isola. And it could be called Stranded as well, but that could be another version of the game from these people. It's really easy. I mean, obviously it's a two-player. You can't really play more than 2 players, but obviously the game can be quite quick. So if there's 4 or 5 of you, you can have like a round robin, a little league of things, and just obviously play each other, put a league, and then the top 2 at the end or the top 4 play off and get to the final, stuff like that. So you can mess around with it. But it's nice. It's nice. I love games like chess and things like that. And, so this is a nice little addition. All basically got to do, the name of the game is called Isolation. So you pick who's going to go first. Perhaps it's a younger player. You've got the younger player go first or roll the dice. But say Red was to go first. Red would move. So we can move 1 space diagonally, sideways from wherever he is. That's always a safe spot. Obviously, this way you start from with the 2 different colours. So I'm red. I'm going to go there. What I've got to do is isolate this blue guy now. I've got to make it so he can't move. So the obvious thing, obviously, this is the fun bit. Oh, there we go. Pop that out. Now he can't move that way, can he? But obviously it's blue's goal. So he could go diagonal like that. He'll go there. He'll go anywhere. Obviously he can't go there because he'd be out of the game. So he goes there. And now it's blue's turn. Now blue's quite clever. He's not going to put one next to him. He's going to be a bit of a smart ass blue. So he's got to do that. He's got to go there. Right. So what's red going to do now? He could go back up there. He could say, well, it's a matter of how long you're going to go. So I'll go there. And now red, obviously, he wants to try and get blue isolated over there, doesn't he? So he's going to go there. So obviously blue now can still escape, obviously. So it could be quite interesting if the 2 pawns get quite close together. But blue go there. So he's going to go there. So blue's making an interesting thing here. He's going to go like that. And this is the beauty of the game. There's so many options, and it's quite fun. As you can see, it's quite. I'm not going to play a full game until someone wins. I'm sure, But to me, you can. When I was young, I did have friends, believe me or not. But I like my own space as well. And I'd do games like this, and obviously like Subbuteo. I love Subbuteo, playing with my friends. But obviously, I'd play on myself. So I'd have, Liverpool against Everton there, dark red against dark blue. So, Leicester City against Sheffield United. I don't know. You have a little, and obviously you could play yourself. Because, your brain is obviously, it's like playing chess against yourself. Have you ever done chess where you play a move and then the next day you play the opponent's move? You can do it. It's not overly exciting. It's better to get someone to play along with. You can play on Skype. It's great. You could say, on Skype, you can play with the guy and he can tell you where to put your put your pawn. So a great little game. It's called Isolation or Isola. And there's, as I said, there's similar things from leisure lakeside games. Things like Trespass, Blockade, Overboard. Have a look. I'll search them out. But if you like this sort of thing, I love that. I think that's a great little game. And, once you got all the blocks out, it doesn't take a minute to put them back in. Someone said it was fiddly to put. Well, having said there, yeah, it drops through as soon as I say someone says it was fiddly, but it's not. So I can't win, can I? So there you go, that one there. So start back to scratch. But I love that. That's a lovely game. That's a game that most people probably miss, but it's there. It's out there. Go and buy it. It's a great little game for 2 players, 1 player, teams. Get a little lead together. See who's the best at it. But it's something different. It's a chess. I love chess, and drafts and stuff like that. But it does get a little bit mundane after a while. Right, the next one again, another simple one. And it's this time from the well-known MB games. We all know about MB games. 1860 it was established. Obviously, it was bought out by Hasbro, fairly modern times. But MB, obviously, the responsible games like Operation Yahtzee, Kaplunk, Downfall, Payday, Twister, and obviously back in that was a 1972 game, Isolation. That was from 1972. This is from the 60s. This is 1962. It's getting a board game geek rating of 6.1, which is good again. That's a good rating. MB Games. Password. Just say what it says on the cover. There you go. And there's a code. There are different box versions. There's a darker box version as well that you can get hold of. This is costing... No, this is dog cheap. This is anything from £6-7 up to £10-12 this, depending where you're buying it from, etc. Password. The challenging word association game, fun for all the family. To find the password isn't easy, but it's also lots of fun. It all depends on your partner's clever clues to outwit your opponents. Remember, they can use your clues too, so be careful. Will they guess the password first? So it's recommended 10 to adult, 3 or 4 players. I think you'd probably get away with a bit younger than that, to be honest with you. And again, not much. So this is like a nice, quick, easy one. Not much to go at here with these things. So the basis of the game is to guess words. There's certain restrictions. Obviously, it's a 1 word you've got to guess. I'll tell you, give you a couple of examples in a minute. But you're only allowed to give 1 word clues, and you can't mime and you can't sing. But like any game like this, you can change the rules to suit yourself. If you've got younger players in, you can have 2 teams, and obviously the 2 teams can perhaps take turn. They don't, obviously, this is important. This isn't a counter. This is actually how many points you're getting for each go. So obviously to get 10 points, it's a first person to answer. Anyway, I'll go into all that. We've got 2 lots of questions. We've got the reds and the blues. Let's put them in the right place. Now on these little cards in little blue, there's words, but you can't quite see them. If you can if you look really closely at them, but obviously, with my eyes, I've got no chance. But there's words on there that you can only see once you go into this little holder. You can only actually see them through the red viewing thing, so you can actually see the words. So obviously, 1 player plays player A, 1 player obviously has a partner or a team, and the other one's exactly the same. So each time what we do, we start the game at 10 points, obviously. So if you get this thing right, first of all, you get 10 points. So Team Red are going to go first. So 1 player of Team Red, you can't see on here. I'd imagine you can't see the word on here, but I can't see it back, obviously. The first thing comes out, there's 5 on each. So you've got 10. There's 5 on that side and 5 on the other side. So you've got 10 options, and you've got 10 points up for grabs. So if you guess this word correctly on your first go, so the red team are going to go first, you'll get 10 points. So the first one is actually lawyer. The word is lawyer. So the guy on the red team, in 1 word, has to do a connection with lawyer. So I could say lawyer. So I'll say solicitor. Now his team now has to come up just 1 choice what they think the word is. So solicitor. So I'll say court. So it's not court, is it? So then it goes down to 9. There you go. And then the blue team go, and vice versa. So all the way down, the blue team will have a word, and the blue team, there, it's eagle. So the blue team would then ask theirs, and the blue team would say eagle. So only one word, remember. You can't say a bird of prey or something like that. So you can say USA. Obviously, the Eagles connected to the USA. So the chances of getting that are fairly slim, aren't they? So I'd say USA or president, So that obviously now we're down to 8. So now we go back onto this one. So say you got so the counter's going down. And obviously the next one on this, you come up with another word. So if you remember now, the first time he said lawyer, so he said solicitor. So if you say court, you could say judge. So as the thing goes on, judge is wrong. So it goes on 7 and the next one goes. So as you can see, the red team has to remember what the clues are and the different things that are being said. And the blue team exactly the same for theirs. So every time, if you're lucky, you'll get 10 points, but eventually it'll get down to 1. And obviously, if no one gets the actual words themselves, no one guesses the actual word, gets to lawyer, then that round is a 0. You have an actual scoring thing in here of each of the rounds. So they're all blank in this one, which is not, someone's wrote something on there, but this is a nice one. It's all blank, but do it on a bit of paper because you're going to use these up fairly quickly. It's team 1, team 2, and there's a scoring thing. You just mark each time what score you get against each one. And as I said, it's aimed at 2 to 4 players. You can do 3 players where one person is just giving the clues and the other 2 have a guess, and then they all swap round, etc., etc. So there are different versions. And as you can see, you got 5 on each side there, so you got 10 on that card, and there's 36 of these cards, so there's 360. So you're going to get quite a lot of gameplay out of this. But it's a nice. If you're playing, say there was 8 of you and into 2 teams, perhaps one member of each team, like you would do on Family Fortunes, has a go at what and obviously the counter goes down, and the third player in the team might be gutted that they're going last. But there you go. So there are ways of playing it. It's called Password. It is a great game from MB Games. There's different versions of this, and as I said, the basic rules tell you that you're only used to use one word clues. But again, if you're playing with family, you can't spell the word out, obviously. A previous given clue word may be repeated by either player. So in other words, you may say it again just to emphasize something. So it's a clever game. It wouldn't be for young children, but obviously they can probably enjoy it if they're in a team as well. But that's Password by MV Games. So as I said, I've not used much space today, have I? Got plenty of cards there, as I say. The old isolation one back there. So there's the old isolation. So 2 great little games. Cheap as chips to buy on the various sites, and great fun for both, quite different, but both simple and great fun to play. There we go. That's isolation and Password. Well, just a short one today. Hope you enjoyed that. And as I say, I hope you go out and I've got these things on the site, obviously, but I think I've got a couple of isolations and one Password at the moment. But I buy these in and out all the time. I'm getting new stuff, and I'll try and get hold of those other games I mentioned as well that are from Lakeside Games, which stranded stuff like that. So, and if I haven't got them, just give us a shout. I'll tell you where to get them. And not necessarily the main ones. You can, we all know the main auction site. Obviously, I'm not going to say that, and the main retail sites. But on this one here, have a look at an auction site rather than the main retail sites, because they're usually a little bit cheaper on there. But as I said, watch out as well that they are complete. This Password obviously is 36 cards. They're all lettered 1 to 36, and you've got an A and a B side. So it wouldn't, if you lose, if there's a couple of them missing, say you pick one up from a charity shop or there's someone on eBay saying there's a couple of bits missing, it won't do too much damage. And the same with the isolation. If there's a couple of these yellow square, I've got a spare yellow thing there as well in the box with this. But say there's a couple missing, you can obviously keep the end ones there. You could actually start the game without these end ones, and then obviously as you push through, put them and replace them. So you may be able to pick them up dead cheap, and just as long as you do, you don't mind a couple of missing bits, it's fine. These 2 games are still very playable. But if you want a full game, just be careful on these auction sites, etc., that you read the description, because some people do sometimes put complete in the header, And obviously, when you get down to the body of it, complete apart from, so it's not complete, is it? So what are you doing? Anyway, hope you enjoyed those 2 games. I do. I've not played that password game with my lot, so we'll be playing that. I quite like the look of that one. And some quite, there's, that lawyer, for instance. There was, if we look through these, there was lawyer, trend, around, brain, orchestra. So they're not easy clues to give other options of, are they? It's quite difficult, and it perhaps would have been nice to see like an easier section, for easier questions for younger kids. But hey, that's how it is, isn't it? That's obviously we've got younger kids playing. You can twiddle with the rules and all shit like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Give us a follow. Push the old subscribe button there. So push the bell notification so you know when I put these videos out. And obviously my sister channel, I do football for Manchester City fans particularly. I do some obviously historic stuff on City there, so obviously that might be of interest to other people as well. You never know. Not everyone's totally biased for their own football team. I listen into other podcasts and things of other teams that show an interest in it. So that's my sister channel on Burn Deneen YouTube as well. All the playlists are there. Give us a follow on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, and I'm on Facebook at Bernard Deneen with links to moviegamenostalgia.com. As I said, not just games, rare DVDs, foreign language, some great films. If you don't mind your foreign language films with subtitles, some great films on there, and also posters. I'll be doing my poster. We'll post a look at posters on Thursday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll be looking at the UK cinema releases. So obviously we've got the Joker, which I've covered on. Again, if you have a look at my playlist, if you're interested in the Joker, I've done a 30-minute, 35-minute thing on the Joker with the trouble surrounding it as well. With obviously people walking out of interviews, etc., because the press have been going on about certain things. So I've done a review of Joker that comes out, but I'll do a little brief thing as well because we've also got the wonderful Renée Zellweger this week in Judy coming to the cinema in the biopic Judy. So I'll be giving you a rundown on that as well, plus a couple of other things. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. What are you going to do with your rest of your Tuesday? You have a good one. I'm off to watch footy later on tonight. The weather's not great at the moment. Hope it'll dry up a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to get a bit wet. But hey, that's life. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you do, look after yourself, look after your family, look after your friends. I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.